I'll tell you this is a story. I'll tell you the story now. This was in my father's time, and this story happened, which was a very long time ago, and it happened in a very small village. It was a very small town in Ireland, and the people there, they lived to a great age. They lived to the age of 110 or 120. They got so bad sometimes we had to shoot some of them. By God, we did. And my father was the caretaker. He used to be the caretaker of the local cemetery, and he had to go down there about 5:30 in the morning, and he'd go into the cemetery, and he'd have to go in there with a spade in his hand, and he'd say, "Lie down, lads, lie down now. time to be resting, lie down." But anyway, I remember the time when an American fella came into the little town where we lived. It wasn't far from the airport, considering it was such a small town, and he got in off the plane, and he saw that, I'm doing the wrong voice, he saw the fella there at the airport, and you can imagine him, ladies and gentlemen, listening on Darren's audio bowl. You can imagine the fella there with a queer little smile on his face, and the cap and the old pipe, and he's there at the table, surrounded by skulls, surrounded by skulls, and he said, "How are you doing there, sir? You know, it's a real pleasure to be here in Ireland." And he said,
"God, that sounds like Robbie Williams."
and he said, you know, when I rock the mic, like what the fuck is that? You know, I wasn't expecting that. He said, he said, "No, what are you? Oh no, wrong voice." He said, "Oh, well, what are you doing here, sir?" He said, "I'm living here." He said, No. I mean, what are you doing right now?" He said, "I'm standing here talking to you." He said, "No, what is this? What is on this table here?" He said, "It's a table." He said, I'm selling skulls." "Oh, you're selling skulls?" "No, skull, you idiot, you. You know, the bone in the head." "Oh, you're selling skulls. Oh, I see. Tell me, my friend, what skulls do you have here?" He said, "Well, I have the skulls of many famous Irish people. I have the skull of Hull Cullen. I had the skull of Brian Boru. I had the skull of Finn McCool. I had the skull of St. Patrick." He said, Now, just wait there, you funny little Irish man. Are you telling me you have the genuine skull of St. Patrick here?" He said, "Yes, that's what I'm telling you. I wouldn't be just no joking, no telling a word of a lie, would I, to you, sir?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, my friend. I will buy that skull from you. I want to take it back to America and show it off in my Irish pub." He said, "I'll give you $100 for it." He said, "Do it again. Try again." He said, "All right, what about $150? Oh, what's that in Irish money?" He said, "About £300. So anyway, he takes the skull back to America, and he has it on display in his Irish pub. And anyway, he comes back about 5 years after, and the same fella's there with the pipe and the hat and the queer little smile on his face and the little spring in his step because he's sees another Yankee coming. And he says, "How are you doing there, sir? It's great to be back in our land again." He said, "Oh, what are you doing, sir?" He said, "I'm living here." He said, "I know you're living here, but what are you doing today?" He said, "I'm standing talking to you, you idiot." He said, No, well, what are you doing right now?" He said, "I'm selling skulls." "Oh, you're still selling skulls? Okay, well, what skulls do you have today?" He said, "Well, I have the skull of Brian O'Driscoll." "Well, he's not dead yet." "Well, he soon will be if he keeps getting kicked around like that." "I have the skull of Brian Boru. I have the skull of Jimmy Savile. I know he's not Irish, but we're sacrificing him later. I have the skull of Rolf Harris, but he's not dead yet either." "I know, but he will be by about 12 o'clock tonight. I have the skull of St. Patrick. I have the skull..." "Now, hold on a second," he says. "Hold on just there, you funny little patty puncher. You've got... You've got the skull of St. Patrick. Well, I bought that skull from you about 5 years ago, and it was a bigger skull than that." "Oh, I remember, sir. Well, you see, this is the skull of St. Patrick when he was just a wee boy." You've all been to a pub at some point in your lives. It doesn't have to be an Irish pub, but you've been to a pub, and you've seen the drunks standing there. You know, they've been there since the early hours, been there since about 12 o'clock, and they're sculling the pints. And sure, they think they're on the pull, but if you're a woman in the house, you wouldn't cross the road to look at them, you know. But anyway, there's three drunks standing at the bar, and I overheard this, and I went in there to get a glass of orange squash. And the first one, he has the look on his face, and you know the look I mean. He looks like he's lost a tenner and found 5p, you know. He's just It looks, it looks like he's got it hanging out the back of his trousers. He's standing there, and his friend says, "Hey," he says, "Michael." He says, "What's wrong with you? You have a face on you like a smack dart." He says, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "Well, I'll tell you. What's wrong with me?" Would you hold it in there, Michael? That's so sorry. I know that my wife is having an affair. He said, "Having an affair? Having an affair? Why do you know she's having an affair?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you. I came home, didn't I, the other day? I came home early. I'd been here in the pub. I'd seen you here in the pub with me. You came in here." He said, "Well, I was in there. I had a little drink, I will admit. I'd had about 10 or 12. And I came home, and I walked up to the bedroom, and didn't I see a wrench under the bed?" "A wrench? What a fucking wrench?" A wrench, like as a plumber would have. So I knew she was having an affair with a plumber. He said, "Oh, yes, no, you're right, so yeah." And the second drunk, now he's starting to look a bit upset, and I said, "Well, what's wrong with you? You've not even touched your point." He said, "Well, I'll tell you, my wife must be having an affair. I came home only yesterday, and I had a little drink, I must admit. I'd only had about 17 or 18. And I went upstairs into the bathroom before bed for a little bit of a shower and a shave and a shave. And I went out of the bathroom and didn't I see it there? Didn't I see a saw under the bed? So I worked it out. My wife's having an affair with a carpenter." Well, she must be having an affair with a carpenter. I mean, I've heard a saw and wood in the bedroom, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, the third drunk, he doesn't even wait to tell him his story. He's off, he's out the door. He says, hey, where are you going? Sean, where are you going? You've not even paid for your drink." He says, I know, but my wife's having an affair." He said, well, stop, tell us all about it. How do you know? He said, "Well, I know for a fact my wife's having an affair with a horse." He said, "A horse? How do you know she's having an affair with a horse?" He said, "Because this afternoon when I got home from work, I found her in bed with a jockey." But the funny thing was, friends, as he was walking out of the pub, we noticed he had the door of his house tucked under his arm. And they said, "Oh, well, have you got the door tucked under your arm?" He said, "Well, I've got the door tucked under my arm in case I'm after forgetting the key. So I brought the door out with me to make sure I get in." I said, "Well, what happens if you forget to take the door home?" He said, "Well, don't be worrying about that. I left the window open as well."